Hey guys, so I'm gonna do this really quick. I'm not even gonna use my real microphone. I'm using the webcam's one. I have no idea how that one sounds, but I don't think I ever said why I'm recording us playing tabletop games. And the thing is, I very recently got into the hobby. Maybe like a year or two ago. This video you're about to watch is my third time running a game. And so I just want to say, like, this, I don't expect, masterful GMing, masterful stuff from my players, stuff like that. I'm kind of just recording because I think it's a fun idea to both see how newbies get into the hobbies and how, you know, we will evolve from beginning to wherever this ends up. And if this, happens and I keep recording and we do thousands of episodes, I, I, I really want to see this go somewhere. Because a lot of times when you say, "Oh, I'm playing a tabletop RPG," it's usually Dungeons and Dragons, and I personally have no interest in that. So I want to show interesting games I find out from other actual plays and just from basic research. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the show. I don't know how to start this.
Hello and welcome to another edition of
Playing random role-playing games whenever we get a fucking chance. Edition Fear Itself. We're going to be playing a adventure book I bought called The Seventh Circle. It's for Fear Itself and Trial of Cthulhu. Both are gumshoe games. And we're going to see how badly I run things this time. Because last time was a disaster. With me today is, as always, John. First time seeing him, not the first time listening to him. Unless this is your first video, which it probably is. And with us today is Stephen Charles, whose first time playing a role-playing game. You don't want to say something?
Let's just get it started.
what am I gonna say?
Okay, we're in the Seventh Circle. All the players are going to be part of a film crew, part of a TV show called The Other Side. And because we're missing our fourth person, Arthel, I'm going to be playing the third character, just because it makes more sense. So expect Williams, the cameraman, to be pretty quiet in most situations.
Should we be looking into the camera?
You could. I don't care either way. I'm looking at the microphone, honestly.
I think it was fine.
Actually, this is an interesting thing when it comes to television. The old way is to look at the camera, but when Yahtzee and the other guys from Australia were doing that show for the internet, I forget what it was called. A lot of the complaints were, you guys look really weird just looking straight at the camera. The only time you guys looked real was when you were looking at each other. And I think that's because with internet becoming more of a casual thing, someone just puts up a video and cool, we're playing with friends. I think it makes more sense to focus more on each other. It's just whenever you address the audience, I look that way. Yeah. But yeah, that's my character, Williams, the cameraman. We'll be going with these two guys. Who wants to go first? Okay, John, introduce your character.
My character's name is Ari Goldstein. He's a producer.
Yeah. For the other side. If anything else you want to add to it. You're good? Okay.
Let's see as the story goes on.
Steve, how about you introduce? Wow. You want to introduce your character?
My character is Shanti Om. and I'm the host.
Alright.
Okay, the scenario takes place. You guys got called into the Channel 8 offices.
Can I say one thing before we get
Yeah, that's fine.
the fan in my eyes is making them want to close.
You can turn it this way if you want. Or that
Hot
way.
as fuck.
I know, but like it going into my eyes.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes me want to close my eyes.
That's fine. I'm hot as heck, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Your sweating was distracting earlier.
I'm sorry for being a fat fuck.
No, because we were just talking and then you were going like that. I was like, no. That makes me want to sweat.
Wow. Okay, the scenario takes place in London. Yeah, London. Fuck it. You guys got called into No, that's where you're gonna be going.
Yeah, Scotland.
Off the coast of Scotland, yes. But the headquarters for Channel 8 takes place in London. You guys got called in to talk about your season finale for your season 2 of your show called The Other Side. You guys have been wanting to get to go to the Tower of London, and there's been a lot of talk, so you're assuming that's what this conference is being called for. You're being called in fairly early. It's like 9 in the morning. And you're going to be meeting up with your Terrence Stone. He's the head of production at Channel 8. So as you come into the lobby, the secretary pushes all 3 of you guys into Mr. Stone's office. It's a fairly big office. Window takes off one side of the office. A large modern desk with a built-in computer into it, and there's 5 chairs in front of the desk. Mr. Stone is behind the desk, of course, and 2 women take up 2 of the chairs. Miss Stone's like, come in, boys, come in. Shanti, Ari, William, come sit down. Okay. With me today is Audrey Glaz and what the fuck is her last name? Irving. Yeah, she doesn't. And Miss Irving, her solicitor. We're here to talk about the series finale for your show. Now, I know you guys wanted to do the Tower of London, but it's just not in the budget. They're asking for way too much. But I got it figured out. No problems. You're gonna do a story on the Eilean Mor Island house. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it, but I'm gonna let Miss Audrey Glass introduce herself and talk about the situation. And Audrey gets up. She's wearing a dress suit, very professional looking, very confident looking. She says, "Thanks for meeting with us. As some of you may know, my husband, Nathan Glass, he before his disappearance 7 years ago, was constructing a house on Eilean Mor for a single person. But I'm saying a lot. That's sad. Yeah, close the door. Thank you. So my husband was building this house for a Mr. Raleigh. But 7 years ago, when they were going to go over the final assessment before the money got transferred over, they both everyone on the who went to go inspect it disappeared. Now, after 7 years, they're now pronounced dead, and we want to be able to sell the house. And we want to use your show as kind of like an advertising thing to sell the house.
Are we gonna get paid like advertising?
Well, that is why my lawyer, Irving, is here. She's to make sure this is all above board. The channel and your show will be getting a percentage of the sale of the house just for your services. We don't need to hear, someone saw it on TV and bought it. Even if they never heard of you, for doing this, you'll get a percentage. As some of you may know, there's, just to make sure this, you don't go there for your season finale and everyone starts calling you sellouts or whatever for doing advertisement. There's also the lighthouse on the island, which has a history to it. I don't know much about it myself, but I think it's towards your show's genre. Now, no one has been in this house for 7 years because of all the legal issues, and we kept a distance from the house just to make the legal issues go a little smoother over the past 7 years. I do have the keys to the house given to me by one of the contractors who helped build it. And yeah, is there any questions?
When are we getting paid?
When they sell the house.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Airy.
What's the percentage?
Tell us more about this lighthouse first.
I don't know much about it myself. We built a lighthouse on the island because of ships.
Is it electric or gas powered?
I would assume gas powered. It's quite an old lighthouse. That's a weird question. You fucker.
That percentage has to be.
Well, it's an inside joke that the viewers don't.
It'll come up, I promise. William is actually going to ask, how much are you selling this house for? Like, it's in the middle of nowhere. From what I know of the island, there's only a lighthouse there. And Audrey's says it's $1.5 million. And due from what we can find from past financial information about building the house, we think that's actually a good asking price for the house. Apparently, it's massive.
Is our
It's
percentage
only
of
1.5 million?
Pounds.
Oh, okay.
pounds?
Wait, I don't even know how that converts.
That would be about double. More than double.
Still, I thought it was going to be more than that, to be honest.
I did not write the book.
Is our cut going to be taxed?
Well, the money's gonna be going to the channel, and that's when Mr. Stone pipes up. And the money's gonna help pay for Series 3, maybe even get us that Tower of London gig for Series 3 finale. By the way, this is the first talks of anything about Series 3. There was no talks. You guys weren't really sure if Series 3 was happening or But yes, there's a lot of information out there. This is Audrey talking. I'm sure you guys can find out more about it. And if you need anything, you can give me a call. She hands you a business card. But yeah, you guys have permission to videotape anything in the house. You can do stuff around the lighthouse, but we contacted them and they said you can't actually videotape inside the lighthouse because it's a workplace.
Is this your personal number?
Gave the card to him, but okay.
He snatched it right up.
It's a work phone.
9 to 5? Weekend?
Need to give me an interpersonal skill. Do you have anything under interpersonal?
Intimidation?
You can intimidate the information out of her.
No.
No? You're not going to?
No, I don't want to go to dinner with you anyway.
Wow. Anyway, if there's no more questions, I think that's all I have to contribute to the conversation. And Mr. Stone gets up from the desk, shakes both the women's hands, and escorts them out the office. He then
Wait,
he then what?
there were 2 women?
Yeah, her lawyer, Irving.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Time is money.
Anyway, Stone goes off to the side and pours himself a little bit of whiskey before sitting at his desk. So, guys, now I don't want to go into the details of it, but if the house is sold, we're gonna get a fair amount of money. And again, with that money, we can easily get the Tower of London for Series 3, maybe even something else, another big showcase as well, if this season finale goes well. Now, I don't want to say you guys need to sell the house, because again, this is our show. We're not advertising the shit out of this, we're just using it as a backdrop. Now, but the views for this final season will also help make sure we get to Series 3. Anyway, any questions? Okay. Well, this is how it's gonna go down. In the next 2 days, so use that time wisely to research all this gobbledygook about the lighthouse and shit. But, after the next 2 days, we're gonna fly you up, from I'll put that there. Gonna hide this stuff because you shouldn't see it. He brings out a map to put onto the table. We're gonna be flying you guys to Stornoway, to which you guys are gonna drive down to Carloway, apparently. That's the name. And through Carloway, we can either hire a helicopter, which would be nice to get some aerial shots, or you guys can take a boat. Just let me know and I'll make the call. And you're gonna go to Eilean Mor from there. You'll be staying at a hotel where Nathan Glass and what the fuck is his first name? Raleigh. Patrick Raleigh stayed at, so you can do some stuff there. I really don't care, honestly. I trust you guys to get the show done. Anyway, any questions about your travels? Do any of you guys know how to fly a helicopter? You can say you can fly a helicopter. You want to say you fly a helicopter?
I've done it before.
Thank God. It's so much cheaper just to rent the helicopter. Let me tell you. Don't crash it.
Don't crash it.
Don't break it. Don't die in a flaming mess in
We don't
slippers.
We don't have a budget for that.
Of you guys dying?
A backup helicopter or something?
I'm just saying. Well, no, we don't have a backup. No, this. You're going Nowheresville, Scotland. There's a helicopter there. That's all I know. But yeah, great. I'm glad you know how to fly a helicopter. Much cheaper. Anyway, anything else?
Am I supposed to be talking?
In what way?
Like the way we've been talking.
You're doing fine.
Okay.
There are two ways to do in-character stuff. Is to either talk, or the way I'm doing it, because I'm playing a bunch of different characters, I'm saying, William says this, Audrey says that. But you can use whatever comes naturally, honestly. And if you're saying everything in first person and want to say something out of character, to say out of character, and then that's your question, or whatever you want to say. Okay, so you guys have 2 days before you have to take the trip down to Scotland. Now you have a couple of different things you can research into, like the Eilean Mor, the house itself, and any of those things. All these will require investigative spends. So, is there anything you want to look into?
Shouldn't know any history.
You want to spend a point of history?
Don't have to consult Mr. Goldstein? Or...
You could.
Neither one of us are saying literature.
I do.
Well, you have natural
No,
history,
yeah.
but it's fine. It's fine.
It's not.
I forgot to tell you guys, like, research would probably be the strongest one, but that also doesn't matter. I will give you guys,
Should I use it or not?
you want to use a natural history for, Eilean Mor? The island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't, yeah, no, I don't know. So I have to erase it.
I'm gonna give you this as a free spend, so you don't have to actually spend it. Because again, you're learning the system, you're relearning the system, and I'm pretending I know the system. But if you look into Eilean Mor, you find out the history about the lighthouse, which has like a paragraph or two. There you go. That's yours. I'll give you a quick synopsis of that. Eilean Mor is a island off the coast of Scotland.
You can see it too?
Yeah. If you're going to share the information, sure. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's insane, but that's all you. But is off the coast of Scotland. It has now 3 buildings. And I'm terrified what you underlined. Yes. What did you underline? You fucker. Yes, there are seamen.
Seamen, like, out in the sea.
Is there any other kind of seamen?
Yes.
I've never heard of them.
Oh, okay.
But on the island, we first constructed a lighthouse that used to be manned, but that's automated nowadays. And I forgot what year it was. But there was 3 lighthouse keepers who during a storm disappeared. They left like food and logs of everything, but they just vanished. Some say they just got caught up in the wind while trying to fix something and fell off the cliffs of the island to the watery sea. But some people believe some more occult things have happened. William is actually gonna look into this house a bit more. The Glass House. Glass House. I'm gonna call him Glass. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's Glaas.
Really quick?
Yeah.
I probably should have asked this earlier. You
That's
said
fine.
we couldn't go in the lighthouse because it was a working place.
Film.
Yes.
Film inside there.
But, yeah, and it's all automated. So no one works there. It's all automated. They go check on it, like, once a month.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, you don't go into a factory. Even if there's no one there, kind of a thing.
They filmed inside Willy
You
Wonka's
don't
chocolate
have...
factory.
Well, John, they had the permission of the...
Why can't we get the permission?
Because you're a bunch of people on Channel 8.
So?
It's not a big channel. They used to just show reruns of old episodes of Friends until you guys showed
You
up.
telling me not enough people watched Friends for us to have the money to get permission to go inside?
Not in the UK, John!
They don't like Friends out there?
I have no idea. It's reruns of something. I'm just saying Friends because that's more likely the case than Seinfeld. So William's gonna look into the Glass House. And what he finds out is construction started 8 years ago. It's 2014, so 2006. The construction started happening. It was carried out by a local contractor from Stornoway, Glenn Rose of Rose Construction, probably where she got those keys from. I have to actually read ahead because sometimes it gives spoilers into the text, which is one of the reasons I fucking hate this book. Let's see. Immediately after completion of the structure and the installation of key facilities, a wind turbine generator on the roof is one of those facilities. A survey team from London traveled to the island to inspect the structure, met the requirements and specifications laid down by Patrick Raleigh, who had commissioned the project, of course. The team of 6 surveyors, Raleigh and Glass, were all reported missing a few days later. Wreckage of their boat was later washed up on the western shore of the Isle of Lewis. No bodies were ever found, though. All 8 individuals were declared dead in absence last week, 7 years after they were reported missing. And he's also going to spend a point of research, because Williams is quite a smart bloke and knows that he can go to the Royal Institute of the British Architects to get a copy of the floor plan, which is right here. It's a cylindrical building, 2 floors. The rooms of the ground floor are approximately 18 meters tall, making them as tall as they are wide. The rooms on the upper floor are 6 meters tall. It's powered by a wind turbine generator on the roof. Okay. I don't know why that's a yes moment.
Because it's
His greatest fear. Oh, okay. Is a wire mesh that turns the building into a Faraday cage. So the whole house is a Faraday cage.
A what?
Faraday cage.
I feel retarded right now.
A Faraday cage is something you can put. Don't read too far ahead of that.
I don't know what a Faraday cage is.
It's something like, let's say, you know what EMP is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it'll destroy electric shit.
Slow.
It'll destroy electric shit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say we had a Faraday cage put over this phone, and EMP goes off. The phone should be okay.
Okay.
But it also stops stuff like wireless networking stuff from working. Given the island is constantly beset by high wind without any shelter, the wind turbine will be able to supply the house with constant power supply. The main entrance faces north towards the lighthouse. That's definitely something you should not know. Oh, on the floor plan, you can see in the top left corner, is the word draft. Apparently the final copy of the floor plan, the blueprints, were supposed to be filed by Nathan Glass, the architect, but because of his disappearance, he couldn't submit them to.
Wait, this is the house?
Yes, that is going to be the house you're advertising.
Wait, but can you even sell a house without the final?
So, I want to see if this gives you, because that's something you can research into. Yeah, you can spend a point in law if you want to know more about that.
Go ahead.
You spend it?
Do I have to roll?
No. When it comes to investigative, you just spend a point.
Alright, I spend a point. Wait, do I have to erase a point off of it then?
Yes. Because this is going further into stuff. You knowing that you can't sell a house without the original owner of the house.
No, it's done, that's savage.
So as you know, the person who wanted the house to be built was Patrick Raleigh, and he hired Nathan Glass to do the construction. Apparently, they had some kind of a unusual business choice where Nathan paid for everything: construction, materials, the workmen, everything. He paid for everything out of pocket. And then after the house got surveyed to Patrick's, he wanted it a particular way. So when after that got, made sure everything was right, he would pay him out, more money than he paid in, of course. And because of that, after they disappeared, Audrey was able to say, well, Nathan never got paid, so it's really his house. But the land is also owned by the Scottish government. So whoever wants to buy the house also has to go through the Scottish government to buy the land. Which, if you want to spend any points into research, you can go into further details about that. I don't think you have research though, do you? No, right? I'll do 1 point of research.
But I still didn't get the legality of it though.
What do you mean?
Like, why is it legal to sell a house without the blueprint?
Oh! No, it's blueprint's right there.
No, but this isn't you said this isn't the final draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
In England, you can. That's how we're going to solve these problems. In the UK, you can. But do you want William to research more into that, or?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Because it's not really that relevant to the show.
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to look into either Patrick Raleigh or
Who's that again?
He's the one who commissioned the house. He was gonna live there.
Wait, was he one of the people who disappeared, or he just
Yes,
died?
yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Can I have a pee break?
You want to take a break?
A pee break.
Go ahead.
Wait, I'm so confused. How many people disappeared again?
Okay, from
These are two separate
there.
instances?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
cool.
lighthouse one is a different one. That happened long ago.
Okay.
This one happened about 7 years ago.
Okay.
But pretty much Patrick, Nathan, and 6 surveyors disappeared. And you can look into all 3 of those.
Your chair cracks a lot. I didn't lean back that
Yeah.
time. I was just like, moving around in it.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Oh. I was thinking about buying folding chairs, but those are expensive.
Xbox.
Oh, you still get emails from Xbox? Yeah, me too. Well, I guess... God, I really should have told you guys to dig more into research and trivia. But for Patrick, I'm going to spend a trivia point from William. And because he's going to know who Patrick actually is. Patrick Raleigh was a famous travel writer that documented cultures and esoteric practices from across the globe. It brought him tremendous wealth, although this was not his primary goal for writing. He was quoted as having said that he wanted to enlighten the masses as to the true nature of the world that exists just beyond our grasp. After some digging, a photo can be found where you see Raleigh and Glass first meeting. There's no picture of that in this book, though, so I don't know why they mention it. And that was the first time meeting, and he hired Glass to build the house. Apparently, at some point, Raleigh bought a journal of James Ducant's, which was one of the Eilean Mor's lighthouse keepers that disappeared. That was his last big thing he purchased before building the house. And I guess that inspired him to build the house on the island. He acquired a lease from the land from the Scottish government. He never made any official announcements about the house or his reasons for having it commissioned. It was rumored he was going to retire there. But that's just speculation. There's no proof he was going to retire there. But, that's a good assumption, honestly. You're going to build a giant house in the middle of nowhere. Probably going to live there and not deal with people.
Sanity?
What?
Sanity?
Okay.
No, well, I don't know why I would expect you to know that. It's an old movie. You know Citizen Kane, at least the title.
I know the title. I don't know the movie.
Well, the guy, the main character, he eventually builds his own little paradise. It's closed in, though. It's remote. Xanadu. The Xanadu estate. Something like that.
Yeah.
So that was going to be his Xanadu. It's on an island. He said that's the only thing there pretty much besides the lighthouse, right?
And there's also a chapel for Saint Flan.
Why is there a chapel there?
It was just both there with the lighthouse. Just kind of a What would I just think? Did you shit?
I'm drying my hands.
Oh.
I've never seen anyone dry their hands like that.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna come out of the public bathroom.
Williams looked into Patrick Raleigh. He's the one who commissioned the house to be built. He was a famous travel writer.
You should push yourself completely out of the...
Yeah, to be fair, this was a break.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have done the thing, but yeah. But Patrick Raleigh was a famous travel writer who dealt with esoteric stuff from around the world. He's the one that commissioned the house and one of the people who disappeared.
Esoteric.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is that?
I forgot the definition. But it's strange shit. Or, not normal customs. Watch that be completely wrong. Is it? Do you know the word? Oh.
Intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest.
Strange shit. Okay, now, William Williams only has a, one more research point. So he can either look into
Real quick.
Audrey.
So is my knowledge of movies esoteric? Because there's still a lot of people.
Depends how deep into movie history you go into. I think. Like, when you get to the weird shit. Yeah. Like Space Jam.
What do you mean everybody knows that Space Jam?
I know, but I just wanted to say Space Jam. Hopefully they'll remake that movie one day.
They've been trying to make a Space Jam 2 with LeBron James.
Michael Jordan, get the fuck out.
He's old.
I don't give a shit. They're also cartoon rabbits.
Yeah, I know, but you can't make an old person young.
Didn't they do that to Arnold Schwarzenegger for one of the Terminators?
Yeah, but that was CGI for like 30 seconds. You can't do it for a whole movie. And he's also, they're making a new Terminator and he's his old self.
Hmm.
They have a young version of him again, probably for like 30 seconds. Or for a fight between the old one and the young one.
So I can spend... Okay, so Will has one more point to spend in research. So he can either look into the surveyors, the 6 surveyors that came to help out, or he can spend a point for Audrey and Nathan Laws.
Also, LeBron's a pretty good actor. Let's continue.
Was he in anything?
He's done
Is
Saturday
he in
Night
anything
Live.
I should know? Okay.
He hosted the ESPYs. That's for sports, but he hosted it, so he was like funny and whatever. He's had cameos.
Okay,
He was in Funny People.
Wait. I know how to do Space Jam too.
No, he wasn't in Funny People. He's gonna be in Funny People, but he's gonna be in another Jedi.
I know how to do Space Jam too. Obama.
No, it has to be a basketball player.
Oh,
Yes, it does.
What the?
It does, because there's like no point then.
Okay, once again, you can look into Audrey and Nathan Glass or the
Although I
surveyors.
watch it.
What do you guys think you should research into?
Wait, he could research into what or what?
The surveyors, the 6 people who went with them to check on the house, they all disappeared as well. Or Audrey and Nathan Glass. Nathan being one of the people who disappeared as well.
I don't know about the surveyors.
You say surveyors? Okay. You do?
That's fine.
Okay, he's gonna spend his last research point.
Wait, who were the glasses again?
Audrey's the one who commissioned you guys to do this, and Nathan, all you know about Nathan is he was a famous architect. That's why he got hired on to do the job. And I think that's about all you know.
Okay.
That's why Audrey has the house, yeah. This deep research uncovers that only Fiona Cooper and Walter Davis were actually surveyors in their own right. The other 4 were apparently unconnected, working in an array of different fields, but they were hired to assist in the survey. Bell was an academic. Brown was a solicitor. James was a historian, and Scott was an astronomer. If you
What was
want
the last one?
Astronomer.
Astronomer.
Yes.
Astronomer.
Yes. Words. If you want all their names, I can give it to you, but that's up to you. The only common denominator between them is that they were all believed to be members of various occult societies in London area, such as the Freemasons and the the Hermetic Order of the Seventh Circle.
What are their names?
The 6 surveyors. Virginia Bell, Naomi Brown, spelled Naomi backwards, Fiona Cooper,
Hold on. Virginia Bell and then what?
Naomi Brown, Fiona Cooper, Walter Davies, Thomas James, and Gregory Scott.
Wait, how is Naomi spelled in there that year? Because I know what you're doing, but...
Naomi.
Okay.
What was the last one?
Gregory Scott. But only 2 of them were actually surveyors. The rest have different things, but all of them were pretty much in like secret societies. Which, do you want me to look into the society or no?
I don't have any research.
William has 1 occult studies. Just
I
1.
want to know about the 7th circle.
The 7th circle? Okay. I'm going to spend my occult studies. And what William can give you is... Ow. Sorry. Okay. The Hermetic Order of the Seventh Circle, referred to in the occult community simply as the Order, is a secretive group
1886?
I hope that game's good.
Is that right? 30 seconds.
Sure.
Apparently what they've shown... You're going to cut stuff out, or is that what...
I'm probably... I'll look through the footage and decide.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, they had it at the PlayStation Experience thing, the event.
Yeah.
And people who've been skeptical for a while, like, they said that was really solid stuff that they got to play. Like, they got to play, an extended demo, and they're like, they think that all our worries about, like, oh, we haven't seen too much interesting outside of, like, the premise was just them being overly protective, because it's story only.
Right.
So it's like, that's the hook. They don't want to give anything away.
Which is fine.
And they said, like, they're liking what they're seeing.
The only thing I want to say is, like, they said something stupid about the frame rate. Like, being... this was,
no,
like,
it's
a year ago.
It's 30 frames now.
Okay. Because before it was, like, 24 they were...
Yeah, because they wanted it to have a filmic quality, but
that doesn't work in video games, though.
Well, that's what they learned. They never tried it before.
The thing is, I think you learn that before you say that.
No, because they were doing it at first that way, and they just figured the reason why it wasn't working was because of all the other glitches, the screen tearing, the frame rate not being consistent, all that stuff.
Yeah,
but then they got it locked, and they're like, no, this still doesn't look good.
Okay.
So they got it up to 30.
Good, because fucking A.
Yeah.
It's special. Is a secret group of occultists based in London that practice how do you pronounce that? Theurgy? Theurgy and geotic rituals in order to broaden their knowledge of the world in search of the divine. The order's membership is drawn from numerous other occult societies, though primarily from the likes of the Golden Dawn and the Freemasons and the word I can't say.
Rosicrucians? Rosicrucians? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, though. I just want to... Oh, something's.
I don't know. That's why.
Okay.
This is why I hate this book because there's a lot of weird stuff that reminds you of spoilers, but then it doesn't tell you certain things. Like it doesn't go into details of what someone looks like, you know?
So people who are Freemasons can also be in the order? Is that what I'm understanding? Okay.
Or people
Actually,
who-
that makes perfect sense. Wait, how does that not describe Freemasons as well, though? Like, what's the difference then?
Well, I'll get to the next paragraph. A common theme is that members normally join the order after having failed to obtain any high rank of initiation in other societies.
Oh, okay.
Another point of common ground between many reputed members, since there is no definitive list of members, is that they are individuals with a desire for power. As such, they often come from high-flying professions that command a good degree of influence or are respected authorities in their relevant fields. Raleigh and the 6 surveyors were members of the order. Raleigh was also one of the order's major funders, But Nathan, Glass, and Audrey have never been members of the order. I think that's everything you can get from these 2 days of researching. As you are now going to...
That's what... Okay, go ahead.
No, that's right.
I'm just saying,
Is there anything you want to discuss?
is that what we'd be able to kind of focus on for the episode? Bring in the occult side.
Yeah, you can say there's more behind, this Patrick Raleigh, as he was a part of numerous occult groups. But
I know what I want. One thing I would want to research.
what is it?
People's theories, like the ties they've come up with so far.
About the house?
Of the house and the occult studies and all that stuff.
There's actually not a lot of stuff like that because the house was somewhat built kind of... Yes?
Numerous speculative stories.
About the lighthouse.
Oh, I keep
The
confusing
three,
the two.
There's the original lighthouse disappearance, and now it's Glaw's house disappearances. Also, I don't really have to tell you, but you can use your character sheet to write down notes if you want. Might be a good idea if you can keep some of these things together. So, after the 2 days of investigation, you guys are going to be taking up airplane. You're taking up kind of... what's the word?
I thought it was a helicopter.
No, that's to the island. You're going from London to Stornoway. The best way to travel to Stornoway is by air from London. Traveling with any of the small UK airlines takes the characters via... Pretty much you're going to stop in one place, take a layover to Stornoway. All this is going to take about, let's say, 2 hours. And when you get off your plane at Stornoway Airport, your equipment's going to be there. A couple cameras, whatever you want to say you have, I'll let you guys have. Actually, I want to rearrange my points now. Fuck. Because I thought it was funny if I took shooting being a cameraman. Oh, I did. Oh, whatever. I'm stupid. When you arrive, there's a couple signs advertising local businesses. Apparently there's a new whiskey distillery, golf course, and you see one for Rose Constructions, which, if you remember, is the contractors who built the house. So they're located in Stornoway, if you want to go do an interview with them. Which, do you, or do you want to go straight to grab a van and a car and drive up to Callaway.
Well, when did the disappearance happen again? In relation
7 years ago.
no, but in relation to the building of the house.
Right after construction. They
So-
just finished building the house.
I don't know. Because I'm like, would they actually know anything? Because if they weren't there.
No, they constructed the house. Like, if you want more background on the house or not, like the building of it, how Nathan and Raleigh acted in person, stuff like that. Also, it's an interview for a television show. Like, it works out, for filler, if anything.
Alright.
You want to go to Rose Constructions? Okay, it's very easy to find. If you check the yellow pages or anything, ask a taxi driver. The office is a small establishment, part of a row of terrace properties, a couple streets back from the Stornoway Harbor. It is smaller than the properties on either side. On the left, there's the solicitors. On the right is a funeral directors. I'm guessing you guys called ahead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the door, when you enter, it's this very small lobby, with a couple chairs around a table, coffee table, and like a secretary's desk. There's a woman who gets up from the desk. She introduces herself as Eilean Rose, the wife of the owner of the business. She offers you any tea or coffee if you want. William is going to take coffee because he's a dick. And then Glenn Rose, the owner of the company, comes out of his office to introduce himself. He says you can do the interview in his office. When you turn the corner, it's a very small office. It has a modern desk, 2 filing cabinets, 2 chairs, but to do like a interview, the camera's gonna have to be set outside the door. And I'm guessing you're gonna stay off camera.
Who's doing the interview?
As the host? Or you could, I don't care either way.
No, fine. Host. It makes more sense.
It does, that's why I assumed, but you can also be an on-hand, well, you are an on-hand producer for a 3-man crew, apparently. So, you know how to handle a camera, at least. So, Glenn Rose, ushers you in. He is a slightly overweight man in his early 50s. He's more than happy to be seen on camera. Behind him, he has a banner displaying... Very happy to be. He is a local businessman being on camera. This is awesome for him. Because behind him is a banner of Rose Construction behind him, so everyone knows who he is. And William's being all nice, making sure it's in frame and everything. And, yeah, so how do you want to, do the interview? You don't actually have to ask the questions, but how do you want the interview to kind of go? You're the host, Steve.
Well, I don't know what you mean, though. How do I want it to go?
What kind of information are you trying to get out of him?
Yeah. He's very happy. You kind of just need to ask the questions. You don't really... He's ready to talk, pretty much. You want to ask him, how the construction went, what was it like on the island, kind of stuff.
How long did it take to build the house?
Oh, it only took about a year, with a good workman. Nathan Glass was excellent to work with. He made sure we had all the materials we needed. He was really easy to work with, so it just took about a year. Beautiful house.
No reported accidents? It's a pretty quick time. Right?
No one got hurt, if that's what you mean. If you want to maybe get more information out of the word accident, maybe you can spend an interpersonal skill.
Like bullshit detective.
That would tell if he's lying. You can use intimidation, or if you want, you can spend a point
But you said
of
he's ready to talk.
maybe negotiation or something. To like you just whisper into his ear from like a microphone or something like, "Hey, maybe say it like this."
All right. What was his response?
Investigative procedure.
No, that's for like taking fingerprints and stuff. He said any incidents, and
No reported accidents.
Gwen Rose said no one got hurt, but the way he kind of said it was like there are other definitions of incidents.
That's not what I said though.
What do you say?
Reported accidents.
What I'm thinking of can be considered. Yeah. Okay, no one got hurt. That's what he's saying. If you go into anything like asking him how what Patrick Raleigh was like, he starts talking about how Patrick was really hard to work with. He was always very obsessive about how to get things done. He always wanted in a particular way. He's actually the one who came up with the design of the house. But it was always stuff like, oh, this door isn't aligned properly with the lighthouse, or with the room to the inner room.
Wait, really quick, is that what you're talking about, like weird instances, or there's weird instances that...
There's more weird instances.
Okay, I want to know about some...
You want to spend negotiation?
Yeah, just...
Okay. Do you have a way to phrase it? Like, how do you get the information out of them?
Yeah, just... well, that's what I was thinking. Just, more than anything peculiar that happened. Not necessarily anyone getting hurt, just anything that happened out of the ordinary.
Right.
Whatever.
And with negotiation, you can say something like, oh, like this can make sure that if you say something interesting, this will definitely be on the show. You know?
Yeah. This clip will be used.
Absolutely. Gwen Ross is, also Rose. Gwen Rose kind of goes on, well, there was a guy I hired a lot. He goes by the name Jesse Howitt, and well, he used to volunteer to stay overnight to watch out on the construction site on the island, of course. And I don't know. I think it was all the ghost stories about the previous disappearances or something. But he claimed that he kept hearing noises of people talking, saying stuff about it's from the devil. He gets a little uncomfortable about talking about this. Well, after a while, Patrick Raleigh asked us to get rid of him from the project, which I did. I use him every now and again because, he needs work, and he likes himself a fine whiskey often at the Red Lion bar, so I had to, just help him out, but not as much as I used to. It was a little strange, but, sometimes being alone by yourself, you hear things.
Tell us more about Patrick Raleigh.
Patrick Raleigh, well, he was very difficult to work with. He was pretty much OCD about it.
Give me examples of what he wanted done differently than what you were doing, than the way you wanted.
Well, it wasn't even like, oh, we want a window here. It was more like, so the front entrance of the door, he wanted it exactly lined up with the door to the inner room. And he used like sophisticated laser devices, and we had to redo that door like 5 times just to make sure it's It was very OCD. By the way, if you look at the map, there is no door to the inner room, which would be right here. Do you guys mention that?
Well, okay, then what door are you talking about?
I'm going to assume you guys show him this draft.
Mhm.
He's like,
It's
huh.
not the final draft.
Well, yeah. He's like, oh, interesting. Well, right about here, there's a door that leads into this room right here. It's a little odd. On the island, there was this stone formation. They kept saying they wanted to include it into the house. They didn't want to get rid of the stone formations to some kind of, nature. It pulls the whole house. I don't know. I'm not one of those people, but whatever. It was a little weird. They kept saying it was natural, but it was, the way to describe it was 3 rocks. No, I'm sorry. 6 rocks, boulders really, in kind of like an arching fashion, and this 7th larger boulder on top of those 6 boulders. It was a little odd, but it wasn't the worst thing that about the house.
Well, what does that have to do with the door?
The door leads into where the rocks are.
So the
They
rocks are in
constructed
room.
the house around the rocks. He gives you an updated version of this, which is pretty much the doors there, of the layout of the house. I didn't,
Is there anything else different between what you built and this draft?
no, I think it's just the doors missing. Which, I guess, maybe Nathan didn't know about the room, when he first drafted up these plans. Anything else you guys want to ask? I think you got most of it.
Anything you can see from the roof
The roof?
other than the lighthouse?
Well, the giant wind turbine that powers the whole thing. There's not much reason to get on the roof. It's a nice view, but it's pretty loud with both the wind turbine and just the wind in general. The weather there is, untamed lands would be probably the best way to say it.
Alright.
How about you, Steve? Anything?
Mm-hmm.
Good interview, Steve. You guys finish off the interview. He's very passionate while talking, so it would be a good scene in the show. You can either head off to Carloway, or you can look into this Jesse Hewitt person.
Wait, who is Jesse again? The guy that
He's
works
the
there?
guy who stayed there overnight and kept hearing voices.
Can we interview him? Or I just want to really know one thing.
Yeah,
Unless he has one.
yeah, you can go to the Red Lion Bar, and you can interview him, see if he's there. So yeah, all right. So when you get to the Red Lion Bar, it is a pretty small building. You actually have to duck under the doorway to fit through to get into the building. And there's a couple very low ceiling beams that you may have to duck under as well. it being the middle of the day, it's not night yet. There's, maybe 2 or 3 people in the bar, including the bartender, who's kind of just washing a couple of dishes.
Mhm.
How you go about finding Jesse Hewitt?
I asked the bartender.
The bartender kind of just grunts and motions towards a booth at the end of the bar, where you see a man in his let's say early 60s, though he looks a bit older, very tan. It looks like he worked most of his life, and he's looking kind of very disappointed at his almost empty glass of whiskey.
Alright, well, I approach him, ask him if he is, what's his name again?
Jesse Hewitt.
If he's Jesse Hewitt. And, tell him who I am. And that I want to know about
And
what
I'm
happened.
guessing both Will and Sean
Are
is
there.
with you.
Yeah.
We're
We're not recording just yet.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I assume so. He kind of looks up, and he's like, yeah. And then he looks over to Shanti, and he's like, I know you! You're on the telly! Yeah, what's the other side thing? Yeah, right? Oh man, I'm a big fan. Now, I know not a lot of people know that you did stunt work, but I was a big fan. Can I shake your hand? I am a big fan of your work. I hope you one day go back into that business.
I was Jackie Chan stuff level 1.
Yeah.
I know.
Did a couple of Chuck Norris scenes.
Oh, yes, they were great. You were even better than Chuck Norris himself, may I say.
Do you mind if we record asking you some questions about the what's the name of the building?
Glass House.
The what?
Glass House.
The Glass House?
At that point, when you say interview, you kind of like, why do you need an interview? And then when you say Glass House, he's like, oh. Well, my throat's a little dry.
You want some water? No, I know you.
I assume you buy some whiskey for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff. I really wish I had water myself. Takes a small gulp of it. Well, I worked on the house. I don't know. I'm guessing Rose sent you. But what do you want to know?
Well, he didn't even send us. He told us that you don't really like to talk about it, but he mentioned that you would hear some things, and that you said there was something maybe evil or devilish about what you heard. So I just want to know if you could make out anything that you heard,
When I
and why you had a sense of evil.
So when I watched the house, every night I would hear voices. I don't know. I didn't understand the language. It was no language I ever heard of. But it came from the ground. And it wouldn't stop. It was consistent. It was dark. It was heavy. No matter where I went, I heard it. The only place I ended up going to the St. Flan chapel nearby, and that was the only place the words never reached me. It must have been the devil. Whereas the hand of God crafted this fine world, there are places like that damn rock that were not touched by his hand, but by those of another, he says, pointing downwards. Whatever it is that calls to those who walk on its shores, it waits in the darkness within the rock, waiting to be let out. if you're planning on going over there, may God protect you.
So you didn't make anything other than it was evil?
It was a very dark presence, but no, I could not understand what language, if any, it was speaking. Yeah. So, any other questions, or that's the end of the interview?
I guess so. That's all.
Well, it was my fun meeting, whoever your face is, and of course you, Santi Holmes.
Whatever.
I don't want to introduce yourself to. And he shakes your hands and continues drinking his whiskey. So I guess you guys head to Carloway?
Yep.
Okay. There's a lot of details about like the structure of the town, but you don't stay there very long. Pretty much all you know is there is like a concrete jetty in the harbor where you can actually see the helipad, and there's a couple boats as well. It's nearby the hotel, so it's like a walk away. And when you get to the hotel, it's a 2-story building. This one, I don't want to put this book away. I'm just gonna make sure it up. It's a 2-story building. When you walk in, it's very old decor, like suits of armor at both ends of the door, the entranceway. A bunch of like shields and boar heads and deer heads on the walls. As you walk in to the lobby area, there's a small, there's a desk area, and there's a way to the left to some other room. As you enter in, a kind of large man comes out from behind the back office. He introduces himself as Richard Carlisle. Carlisle. Richard Carlisle. Are you guys the TV crew from London? We've been waiting for you. Great. As you guys probably been informed, both Nathan Glass and Patrick Raleigh stayed at this hotel while they were constructing, overseeing the construction, really. I have your rooms here. Each room is only has one bed, and gives you the keys to room 2, 3, and 4. Room 2 looks out to the harbor, while 2 and 4 looks out to the harbor, while room 3 looks out to the hills. Now, I'm gonna assume you guys want to film in the hotel. You absolutely can. There's no problems. There's no one else here. If you guys showed up maybe like a week or 2 ago, it would be a lot more busier. But right now we have no other vacancies other than you find chaps. If you guys want a tour of the hotel, just ask. I'm happy to help. If you have any questions, please ask them right now.
Do you have any stories about when Gauze and what's his name?
Patrick Raleigh.
And Raleigh stayed at the hotel?
Well, that was before my time. I took over this place maybe 6 years ago.
But nothing hand down?
I'm not the owner, by the way. I'm just one of the managers. I haven't really heard anything about them. They kind of just stayed here.
Okay.
Why isn't there anyone here now?
Do you mean from a week or 2 ago, or just in general?
Yeah. From a week or two ago.
Well, from a week or two ago, we were, what happened? What is that fucking thing called? It's one of these small details that you forget. There was a, do you know, like, one of those Scottish Highlanders, like, competitions? You never seen, like, the videos of the people in kilts tossing logs?
That sounds, yeah.
But, yeah, we were having one of those competitions. We're, you know, a small town. The only time we get business a lot of times is when those kind of events happen.
Okay.
So, do you guys want to tour the place, or do you guys just want to go to your rooms? Do you want to know who stayed in what rooms when they stayed here?
I want to know what rooms they stayed in.
Well,
Riley and class.
I believe Patrick Raleigh stayed in room 1, and Nathan Glass stayed in room 3, which is one of the keys I gave you.
What is anyone in room 1?
Yes, we do have a more permanent resident in room 1.
Permanent?
Yeah, if you want to spend some kind of interpersonal to get more out of him.
Is any of that does investigative work at all, or no?
So it's
Yeah, it would be investigative.
Take a point now. Well, it's up to you. You're your character.
Oh, procedural? Yeah, it can work. It doesn't matter. You can ask him questionably, like, in a very, like, cop kind of way. Like, who's staying in room 1? It's like, well, it's not a big deal, I guess. The owner, Adam DeBrant, stays in room 1 at the moment.
Why?
I don't really know myself. It's just, he bought this hotel, I don't know, maybe 9 years ago, 8, what? I don't know. He bought the hotel and he's just been staying here since then. That I've heard recently he's looking to move out, but yeah, he's not poor or anything. Of even though this is a small little hotel, it makes a fair income. And I should have mentioned, out in the parking lot is a let's see, I believe a Mercedes something. A Mercedes-Benz S-Class out in the parking lot in the manager's spot. So, just to give you an idea, they make some money here. Fair amount of money. But yeah, don't worry about, disturbing him or anything. He's currently off in a golf tournament. So you're free. There's really only me and Charles Sexton here. He's the bartender of the hotel. You don't have any more questions? How about you, Steve?
I feel like I asked him.
Is it a coincidence that he's on right now? So you're trying to avoid questions?
I don't think so. You want to spend a point of bullshit detector?
You know why you have 10 toes?
Why?
Do you think I don't know, should I spend it?
I'm
Should I
sure.
cut off a toe?
Well, for free. Bullshit detector. He's he's lying. He's lying a little bit, but yeah, he's withholding a little bit of the truth.
About what? About the person or about?
Is it a coincidence he's gone? Oh. You can try that. So tell me how you're intimidating.
Shit, I have to.
Richard,
I don't know
yeah.
which way's better in my head.
Let's go with whatever way you feel right.
Damn it, because one of mine is very specific, and then he could just say no, and it's not a lie. If I'm wrong, you know what I mean? If I'm not guessing the right way. What I want to say is, he didn't leave because of us, did he?
But you're being intimidating. No, he did not leave because of you. I'll be honest. He's not a big fan of shows and all that stuff. It's not because he doesn't want you guys to be questioning him. There's really nothing to question him about, honestly. But this is just good money, and I made sure, he knew about the golf tournament. He quite likes the golf.
I don't even know if you're being honest now, even though you said I'll be honest.
You can spend a bullshit detector.
The reason why you said I'll be honest, but it's like, I feel like you lied within your answer. Like you said it wasn't because of us, but then it's like clearly he doesn't want to be here while we're here.
No, it's more like, wow.
Why did you make sure he was gone?
I didn't, he's just, he's not a big fan of cameras, and I do you guys could have stayed here, but I figured it would be good advertisement if you guys, videotaped around the hotel, and I knew he would have had a small problem with it. It's nothing big,
So,
I just wanted to, I didn't want to have to fight with him, It's not a big deal. He loves golf.
it was his concern and not yours?
That the hotel makes money?
No. With all the cameras
He's
and
well
stuff.
off.
What? That's not what I was...
Oh, what are you trying to say?
With all the cameras in the show and whatnot.
He just doesn't like cameras. You've never met a person like that? Literally, that was the conversation we had earlier. When I asked, is it okay to record this? And John's like, oh.
But you're still...
Yeah, no, that doesn't mean I'm the biggest fan.
Yeah. Honestly, I keep forgetting the camera's running.
I know, I keep forgetting too, but then I feel like sometimes I realize I'm like this for like long periods of time.
It's
like,
the only thing I feel like I need to speak, especially when sometimes you guys get quiet. But yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I feel like I'm not getting anything out of this guy. It's pissing me off. And you used bullshit detector. I used intimidation. Still don't really have it.
Well, you didn't really use bullshit detector.
Oh, you didn't?
No. I gave him a free spend, which means you get the very littlest of information, which was he's lying about something. So it is a coincidence.
What if
Adam
we
DeBruyne's
intimidate
not
you
here.
and say, what are you lying about?
What?
What if we intimidate you and say, what are you lying about?
Well, he just told you. You made sure that when you guys were asking if it was a coincidence, and he said no, and then intimidated him. He's like, I just want to I didn't want to get in a fight with him.
He beating you?
No, we're business. Well, he's my boss, but
I'm sorry.
This is the UK. We have laws against that.
That's a legitimate
We have laws against it in the United States too. When we were doing Crota's End, this guy was like, "Oh, I have to go get off. My wife's getting home." And then this kid Noah, I play with Noah. He's like, "Does your wife teach you?"
Wow.
That was like a 15-year-old that said that to like a middle-aged man.
I think I should get going soon.
Real life?
Yeah.
I hate you.
He wasn't ready. I told him it was long.
Yeah. Why, you got work in the morning? What time is it?
It's like 12.
What time do you usually go to bed?
Like 10:30. Between 10:30 and 12 usually.
When was
He's
he
only been up because he had 2 days off. That's the only reason why he stayed up late that night.
what time is the next time we can play?
When can you play again?
I'm off on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. Wednesday is, of course, Christmas Eve.
Do anything for me?
Neither does with me.
Kinda does for me. What about Monday?
I work Monday.
Tuesday?
You're off Tuesday?
No, I work Tuesday, but I'm off Wednesday.
Oh,
Okay, so Tuesday, same time?
Okay.
Okay, let's just finish up, Crawl Away. So I'm assuming you guys stopped talking to, Carlisle.
Imagine if we waited for our call. We would have just finished making our
I thought
characters.
does not exist.
Good thing I said not to wait though. We wouldn't even have started.
Yeah, it's fine.
He hasn't even contacted me before.
Let me see. Sometimes he texts me, "Yell at James." That sounds exactly not voice, but that sounds like the wording, right?
Yeah.
Yell at James. No, he hasn't contacted me.
Okay, so, anything else you want to check out in the hotel?
Room 3.
Room 3?
Is there a master key?
All the doors. Well, when you go check the doors, you are getting actual physical keys. But the door to room 1 has a key card.
That's the private one.
Yes. That's just something you noticed. But you guys have room 2, 3, and 4. 3 being the room Nathan Glass stayed in. When you check the rooms, they're all identical. It being, 7 years later, there's nothing really left of Nathan Glass. So really, you can choose whichever room you want to record in, and just say, "Oh, this was his room." And you can do like a, what's the word? A recap in that room for the episode. Like, this is everything we found out. Which we'll probably do a recap after we're done here. But the other thing you can check on is the helicopter, which is on the harbor, the concrete jetty. You guys check on that?
I feel like you're telling me to, but I don't.
You don't have to.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm not
That's
worried
fine.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm just pissed that stuntman the host has to fly it. See, I was gonna use a negotiation, like, no, this is bullshit. Whatever he offered.
You could have pushed it, yes. Like, he would have been like, fine. But yeah. I
I am feeling kind of tired. I don't know if I'm up to You said it's windy, so.
Well, you guys are gonna go to sleep, and early morning you're gonna fly out to the island.
Alright. All that salt water building up on the helicopter.
We did not even go as long as last time.
You didn't?
We went 5 hours last time.
Well, we're at. We haven't been recording, but we've been
Yeah, true.
talking for a while.
Well, you guys brought the pizza.
If I
That was
didn't
like
eat,
8
I would have
o'clock.
been. I would have been the first one out. I would have been the first one going. Like I need a fucking meal.
Well, I would have fed you, but yeah. Okay, well, if you guys want to give me the handouts and your
Wait, you're not
characters.
doing the recap or anything?
Oh, we'll do the recap. I'm just gonna put this away.
The handies?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. You didn't even roll anything. That's fine.
Do you know if I found a roll this? I wanted to roll. I didn't get
Well,
guys
all
wanna
the
roll?
investigative stuff, you don't roll for any of the investigative stuff, and all the general abilities only come out when you get to the island. Not
ready to roll?
yeah. I did read this book about twice, but there's a bunch of small details that you just miss trying to keep everything together. So I probably could have done it faster, but so how do you guys want to? What do you guys want to start with? Like, what are you guys thinking right now with the mystery plot?
I'm just still trying to follow this whole occult thing. Like, we don't really have much information
Right.
other than group.
I think we should just sneak up behind. Who are we interviewing for the information? We didn't want
We've
to say
interviewed
too
a couple
much,
of different people.
but he was,
You're pretty
he
much
didn't
done
wanna-
interviewing.
He didn't want to give up any information.
Oh, Carlisle?
Yeah, I think we should sneak up behind him with some chloroform or something. Tie him up.
Well, that would be against the law. And I would know. 'Cause I have points on them.
So anyone out there who's a fan of RPPR, these two do not know that website at all, and I think this is hilarious.
What is RPPR?
Role-playing public radio. They do actual plays. They do a podcast form. And something that happens a lot is I take the chloroform and put it over his mouth. Like, that became a running joke, and then there was a character who literally, that's all he did. That's all he did in one of the games. And then they learned that chloroform is a very dangerous thing, and if you use too much, you'll kill the person. So then they start rolling for
I
it.
think I saw a movie where the person went like, right, and the person goes out, and then they're whatever, talking to the other person, and they're like, I don't see him breathing anymore. It's like, oh shit.
These are not new chairs, dude.
Bro, I'm scared every time I move.
Okay, stop moving. I will think about
I
buying
needed to get up
folding
and-
chairs.
I was just trying to get up and stretch.
Okay. But yeah,
I needed to make space.
so you guys know Patrick Raleigh was a famous travel writer. He was a part of a occult group. Nathan Glass is a famous architect. His wife, Audrey, inherited the house due to the weird businesses.
You don't want to go to dinner?
No. Weird. Well, maybe you should have took flirting. But, before you guys go, just in case we don't meet up on Tuesday, I have a little special something.
What?
Now, just in case this gets, posted really late because I get lazy, it's almost Christmas. And this one belongs
Should I
to
wait till
John.
Christmas?
No, you can open it here. This one is Steve's. And this one's Arthel's, who is not here because he's off. That's right. Open your gifts. Got a box cutter right here. Want to say Merry Christmas to you guys.
Thank you. I know, like,
This is the top.
because I'm a broke person.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Please do not cut yourself. I do not want to deal with this. It'll be entertaining.
He didn't sign anything either.
I almost just cut my stomach. I just cut my stomach right open. I can. Why is it not cutting through? Here, you need to do yours.
You can probably force the rest.
Yeah, I think I cut enough.
I want to wish everyone out there Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy
yeah.
Nothing if you
I
celebrate
actually
nothing.
needed this too. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you.
You want to show what your gift to the people at home?
Last of Us DLC.
Oh, God.
They came up with more.
Did
Like
they?
just recently. I don't know. I thought that was crazy. You know, because the game's been out for so long.
Well, there you guys go. No problem, guys.
Now I gotta take you to a heat game.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, even if you're not into it, sometimes people can't go to an actual.
Yeah, I've been to a couple Nets games and stuff.
Oh, are you
Yankee games.
serious?
Yeah, I've been to Nets, Yankees. My uncle took me to some.
I'm kind of upset.
You should be proud.
I'm kind of upset that he's been to like more different sports games, and I haven't, and I love sports. I have only been to baseball and hockey, but I've never been to basketball, and that's my favorite sport.
It's fun, yeah. It's more interesting when you have a crowd there to give you the, that whole energy. But yeah, other than that, sports are kind of boring to me. But yeah, hopefully we can finish this off next week, Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday, 8-ish, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. Happy holidays.
Oh, it was in the camera regardless.
I don't know where the mouse is.
The camera looks so low.
Because
Like-
I wanted to get the camera.
No, I'm just